Hey folks, it's Nick Granville. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So I was watching this video the other day of this dude, Zach Wish. He's the guitar player for Seal at the moment, and he played this little chord progression, and I thought, man, I recognize that from somewhere. And I kind of was looking over it, and I went through all these old Seal songs, and I found this tune called Voilet, which I've always loved. I'm terrible at the names of tunes, so I know how they go, but the name of it eluded me until I found it on YouTube, and then I was kind of going through the chord progression. It's really pretty, and it kind of made me think, and it's something I've been working on for about the last week, like that chord progression. It's just kind of been stuck in my head. It's kind of interesting. That's what I was playing over in the intro, and it's A major 7 for 2 bars, and then we have F major 7 for 2 bars, D major 7 for 2 bars, and then F major 7 for 1 bar, D over E for another bar. So kind of simple, but the interesting thing about it is none of those chords relate, right? If we think about like what the next chord would be, and there's no F in A major, is there? Right? See, a F major has a C natural in it, right? Instead of an F sharp, it has an F. So really it's like implying almost like an A minor-y kind of thing, right? Major minor kind of, that's what I hear out of it, right? And then the D major chord, well, that kind of belongs to A major, but coming from the context of just having had the F, you've had the F major chord, major 7, then you have this F sharp note in there. That's kind of, I don't know, takes it in a new direction. And then it goes F major, right? And then to set up the A major, D over E. So it's kind of a really pretty thing, and I was kind of, what I was doing to work on it was kind of looking at some ways to kind of play it. So you see there's like all these possibilities, like how the chords kind of link and all that sort of stuff. So I started off exploring that, and then I kind of thought, well, what's sort of the next step to kind of soloing on this, right? And there's a couple of approaches you can take, right? You can take like that you're going to play each chord change, because you can't really play in one key. It doesn't all belong to one key, as I've already discussed. So you can't, if you were to play A major over that chord, it's going to sound wrong. But you could go A major, F major, D major, right? You could do that approach of just playing a major scale for each chord, but I think there's a better way of kind of looking at this. And the way I kind of approached it in the beginning, there was more kind of a pentatonics type thing, right? So on that A major chord, well, we could go A major pentatonic, right? On the F major chord, we could go F major pentatonic. Guessed it. F major pentatonic, right? But you might have seen the video I did recently where I talked about converting things to minor, and there's a much better way of kind of looking at this, right? So we could think about this as F sharp minor, right? Same set of notes. But here's where it gets cool, right? If we go F sharp minor, and then on the F major 7 chord, if we go down a step and we play E minor pentatonic, you get that Lydian kind of sound, right? If we think about what's going on there, we have the major 7, the 9, the 3rd, sharp 11, 6, and the 7, right? So just by doing that, F sharp minor pentatonic, E minor pentatonic, D major pentatonic, well, we go down 1 to C sharp, back to E minor, to D major pentatonic. So it's kind of a cool way to play it, isn't it? And the D over E chord, I would just think D major pentatonic, all right, which essentially could be B minor pentatonic, same set of notes. So our minor conversion could be C sharp, could be F sharp minor over the A, could be E minor over the F major 7, could be C sharp minor over the D major 7, over the next F major 7 it could be E minor, and then we could go to simply B minor over the D over E. I mean, if you kind of look at it, it's sort of obvious there, isn't it? But look at that. It's all that side of the pentatonic, right? So I'd also kind of use a combination of that. I'd also use a combination of arpeggios. Because it doesn't really work to play one key, right? So you have to kind of play each chord change like you'd play jazz. But I don't really see this as jazz. It's not a jazz tune. So to me, it's like, that's what I'm finding really fascinating about kind of exploring this. And also really like that idea of, you know, in a key, you might have a bunch of major chords and a bunch of minor chords, and then say a minor 7 flat 5 chord, diminish that sort of stuff, right? But there's kind of something cool about them all being majors, right? They could stay in the same. So if we take that same concept, we could go, well, what if we went A major scale, but we went, right? It's kind of cool, isn't it? So you see, you can kind of open up all these possibilities by doing it. It's a different way of kind of looking at music. A few bands that I hear doing that sort of thing, a lot of bands like Incognito, Jamiroquai, you know, a lot of the kind of acid, what you'd call the acid jazz tunes back in the days, you know, kind of, there's a lot of that happening in the 90s. I don't hear that happening now so much. Do you know what I mean? Like, harmonies kind of become dumbed down, if you will. And so that's one of the reasons I love Seal, because it's, to me, it's like, I love his music that it's, to me, it's got this whole cerebral thing about it. Lyrically, it's strong. Melodically, it's even stronger. I think that's where it's at its strongest. But there's all this beautiful, rich harmony, groove. It's kind of, it's an awesome thing. So, hey, look, if you found this useful, please like and subscribe. I post twice a week on here, you know, all kinds of stuff. Like, there's not really any theme to what I do, because I don't really know what I'm doing with any of this. So I just kind of do what I kind of feel like doing that week, or what people ask for. But generally, it's stuff related to improvisation, jazz stuff, session work, being a working musician. Yeah. So yeah, people hit like, that really helps. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.